classes online where English learning is made easy. On this channel, our goal is to equip you with the linguistic tools required for effective communication and for success in your English exams. We teach everything English, and your proficiency is our business. If you are intending to take any of the English language proficiency tests, such as IELTS and Duolingo English Test, DET, you'll find links to our training courses in the description section below. Moreover, we teach you how to use the English language as an effective tool for creating content, monetizing content, and creating for yourself multiple streams of income on various online platforms. If you are interested in such lessons, kindly subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Make sure you click on the bell icon as well so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel you will be notified instantly. This will ensure that you don't miss any of our new videos. We appreciate all of you out there who keep supporting us by liking and sharing our videos with your friends and relations. Do not forget to browse through our playlists for other video lessons. In the description section below you'll also find links to different resources such as ebooks, online courses, and training courses that you might find useful for your English learning or for your content creation skill development. Let's get started with today's lesson right away.
Hi friends, this is Benjamin from English Classes Online. In today's lesson, we are going to look at nominalization in English, and we are going to focus on nominalizing verbs and adjectives. Of course, these are the two word classes that are frequently nominalized. Without much ado, let's dive into the lesson right away. Of course, I would like you to have the entire screen so we can have a clearer view of our presentation. Now, let's begin with a look at the lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to, 1, explain the meaning of nominalization, 2, mention ways of nominalizing verbs with examples, and 3, mention ways of nominalizing adjectives with examples as well. What is nominalization? Nominalization is turning a word from another word class into a noun or a noun phrase. The words that are frequently nominalized are verbs and adjectives, and what this means is that nominalization is the result of turning a verb or an adjective into a noun or a noun phrase. When we pick a verb or an adjective and turn it into a noun, we create a nominalization. Okay? So let's take a look at how it really works. We begin with nominalizing verbs. You know that a verb is an action or being word. When a verb is changed into a noun, it becomes a naming word, that is, a word that identifies a person or a thing. So when you use a verb, you express an action or a state of being. But when you use a noun, you name a person or a thing. So you can see when we change a verb to a noun, then you can see the difference. Let's look at some examples. The word play is a verb. For example, we can say Messi and Ronaldo play for different clubs. Now take note of the verb play. When we turn play into a noun, we do this by adding a suffix, the suffix er. So play plus er equals player. By turning play into a player, we have turned the verb into a noun. Play is an action word. Player is a naming word. It refers to a person. So a player is the person and play is an action. So that's the difference. For example, you can say Messi and Ronaldo are football players. You see, the word players now refer to the persons. But the word play, Messi and Ronaldo play for different actions. The word play refers to their action. They play for different clubs. They are players. Okay, so that's the difference. So let's look at methods of nominalizing verbs. Number one, by adding suffixes, and then we look at examples. We have a table here. We are going to add the verb to a suffix to form a noun. So let's see how it is done. The example we earlier saw is the verb play added to the suffix er equals the noun player. The word move is a verb. When we add it to the suffix ment, then we form a noun called movement. Move is a verb, movement is a noun. Endure is a verb. If we add ance, we form the noun called endurance. Endurance. Then we have the verb educate, and when we add the suffix ion, we have education. If we have lever and add it to age, what we have is leverage. Devise, devise, devise is a verb. If we change it to ice, then we have the noun form, which is devise, devise. The word defend is a verb. If we add the suffix ant, what we have is the noun defendant, defendant. Now let's look at these examples in sentences once again. The verb play, Messi and Ronaldo play for different clubs. Then the noun player, Messi and Ronaldo are football players. Now, the second method of nominalizing verbs is by turning the present participle into a gerund. For example, we have the present participle, and then if we use that as a noun, that is a gerund. For example, Mary is singing. The present participle here is singing, and the word singing is the main verb in the verb phrase is singing. Now, when we look at turning singing into a noun, we call that a gerund. Singing is her hobby. Singing now becomes a noun instead of a verb. I am writing a poem. Writing is used as a verb here, but if we turn it into a noun, we use it as the subject of this following sentence. Writing is a profession. He is speaking to us. Speaking is a verb here. He is learning public speaking. Speaking is used as a noun. Debbie is cooking today. Cooking is a verb. Debbie and I share the cooking. Cooking becomes a noun. He is swimming in the pool. Swimming is a verb in this sentence. He really enjoys swimming. Swimming in this second sentence is a noun. So that is nominalization by changing a present participle into a gerund. Now, let's look at the third method, which is by adding the preposition to a verb to form a noun phrase. Of course, it could be called the infinitive phrase. Now, let's begin to look at this table. When we add to the verb a, what we have is the noun phrase to a. In a sentence, we can say to a is human. If you add to forgive, the popular saying to forgive is divine. To forgive is divine. If you add to sing, you have to sing. Mary loves to sing. The next one is to write. To write is a noble exercise. Okay? And this brings us to nominalizing adjectives. Excuse me. An adjective is a describing word. When an adjective is changed to a noun, it becomes a naming word, a word that identifies a person or thing. Okay? Let's look at some examples. The word weak is an adjective. He was described as a weak leader. He was described as a weak leader. The word weak is describing the word leader. Now we can turn the adjective weak into a noun by adding the suffix ness. And so what do we have here is weakness. For example, he became an unpopular leader because of his weakness. See? Now let's look at methods of nominalizing adjectives. Number one, by adding suffixes, just as we saw in nominalizing verbs. Let's look at the following table. We have the adjective and then we add a suffix to form a noun. The word able is an adjective, and if we add the suffix ity, we form the noun ability. The next we have good plus the suffix ness, we have the noun goodness. That becomes a nominalization. So goodness is a nominalization of good. We have the word wise, which is an adjective, and if we add that to the suffix dom, we have wisdom. Elegant plus ce is elegance. Strong, and we add th, we have strength. Let's look at some examples in sentences. Taking the word adjective, the word good as an example of adjective, and then in a sentence we can say God is good. Okay? We have already seen that once we add ness, we change that to a nominalization called goodness. For example, I have seen the goodness of God. Now let's look at the second method of nominalizing adjectives, and that is by adding the definite article the, to an adjective. And let's look at another table here. We have the definite article added to an adjective equals a noun phrase. And so we have the definite article the, and then the adjective for. Okay? Well, let's look at it exactly the way it is. Okay. Well, this is a kind of, misplacement here. This poor should be under adjectives. Just take note, the poor should be under noun phrase. Just look at it from that angle, okay? Well, let's see if we can actually adjust it. Let's see if we can adjust it. Okay, so let's adjust it. So let's see how we adjust it. Okay. Okay, so that's it. The second method of nominalizing an adjective is by adding the definite article the to an adjective. Let's look at a table and look at some examples. We have the definite article added to the adjective gives us a noun phrase. For example, you have the definite article the added to the adjective poor. What we have is the poor. Look at other examples: the rich, the wise, the foolish, the weak. And then we look at examples in sentences. The adjective is rich, and then added, of course, for example, in a sentence, Okon is a rich man. Now, when you look at an adjective, you see that the word rich describes the noun man. So it's used as a describing word. Now, if we add the definite article, we have the rich, and that becomes a noun phrase. For example, the rich are expected to help the poor in society. The rich are expected to help the poor in society. You see, so that's exactly the way it is done. Okay. So, and this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like the video and share it with your friends and relations. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, leave them in the comments section below. If you find time to browse through the entire description section, you will find a lot of resources that will help you in your determination to gain proficiency in the use of English. You will find also different skill development programs, e-books, e-courses that will help you to acquire some content creation skills, because on this channel, we, apart from teaching you the English language, we also teach you content creation, because we believe that language is a powerful tool for creating content. And in the 21st century, content creation has become a very lucrative digital skill. If you can create content, valuable content, then of course you can monetize the content and create multiple streams of income for yourself on various online platforms. So that is exactly the way it is. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye for now and remain blessed. For watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you.